Today we will learn about the continental drift. Let us know the continent on which we live. The answer is Asia. Our country, India, is a part of continent Asia at present, but it was not true in 250 million years ago. Our country was a part of then Gondwana land. South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, including India, were joined in form of a single landmass that was Gondwana land. But at present, our country is far away from South America, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. It means our country is moving continuously away and attaining a new position on the globe. How it became possible? The answer is drifting of continent. So the question is, what is continental drift? Let us first define the continent, then we will define the drift. What is continent? So here we define the continent is a larger continuous masses of land, and there are 7 continents on the earth. These are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. The distribution of continents are shown in this diagram. Major part of globe in this diagram is covered by oceans. These are the oceans. Here Atlantic oceans, Pacific oceans, Indian oceans, Atlantic oceans, southern part of Atlantic ocean, Pacific oceans, Arctic oceans. All 7 continents are present in the ocean as island. So you can count the 7 continents in this diagram. The North America is here, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. Continents, in other words, you can say continents are the large land masses having distinct identity and surrounded by oceans. Let us define drift. Continuous slow movement of land mass or any object from one place to another is called drift. Continental drift is a slow horizontal movement of continents relative to one another. Continental drift occurred over geological time. It means 2.5 billion years to recent continental drift has been occurred. Continental drift occurred over ocean bed. Change in position of continent over globe has been observed by various ancient philosophers also. Among them, some are Abraham Ortelius, Theodore Christoph Lilienthal, A.V. Humboldt, Antonio Snider Pellegrini, they have observed that the shape of continent on the opposite side of Atlantic Ocean seems to fit together. It indicates about the splitting of great landmass into smaller fragments. Formation of continents from very large landmass and their movement was observed by Alfred Wegener with supporting evidences. Alfred Wegener was an astronomer by training and meteorologist by profession. Wegener was the first to use the phrase continental drift. He first provided a detailed and reasoned exposition of the theory of continental drift. According to Wegener, there was a single very large landmass on the earth. Slowly this single landmass broke up into many smaller fragments. Broken small fragments of landmass drifted away over geologic time and formed the present continent. The drifting small fragments subsequently collided, pinned and formed larger land masses again. Continental drift in terms of continents and ocean. According to Wegener, there was a single landmass. Wegener termed this landmass as a supercontinent, and name of this continent was Pangaea. Pangaea was surrounded by ocean. The name of this ocean is Panthalassa. Thus, there was only one landmass, that is Pangaea, and there was only one ocean, that is Panthalassa, in 2.5 billion years ago. So this is the very initial position in 2.5 billion years ago. There was a single landmass. This is the single landmass, and Wegener called this single landmass Pangaea, and this Pangaea was surrounded by a ocean. This is the ocean. The name of ocean was Panthalassa. Pangaea broken into two continents, that is Laurasia. Laurasia is the northern part of Pangaea, and Gondwana land. Gondwana land was the southern part of Pangaea. So in this map we can see here the Pangaea was broken into two parts. The northern part was termed as Laurasia, and southern part was termed as a Gondwana land. A sea Tethys was formed in between Laurasia and Gondwana land. 1.45 billion year ago, again Gondwana land broken into Africa, South America, Australia, Antarctica, Indian subcontinent and the Arabian Peninsula. Laurasia broken into North America and Asia. Drift of continents through geological time. There was single landmass, that is Pangaea, in 250 million years ago as an island in the ocean of Panthalassa. Pangaea broken into Laurasia and Gondwana land in 200 million years ago. New sea Tethys was opened up. Continent started drifting from its previous location in 145 million years ago. So continents started drifting. South America separated out from Africa in 65 million years ago. India was pinned up with Asia and Himalaya was formed after the collision of Indian subcontinents with Asian continents. Let us watch a animated digital journey of continents from Permian time period, that is 240 million years ago to the today. During Permian, there was a single landmass. That landmass was termed as Pangaea. During Jurassic, the splitting of this single landmass started. Pangaea was splitted into Laurasia and Gondwana land. Again Gondwana land was splitted into South America, Africa, Indian subcontinent, Antarctica, Australia. During Tertiary, India pinned up with Asia, and at the same time North America separated out from Asia. Geological evidences of continental drifts. As we know, rocks are the pages of Earth history. Rocks occurs in present continent are the record of its past. Rocks are linked to disclose the events occurred in past. Wegener discovered that similarity in stratigraphic shield or craton could be found on the opposite side of continent margin. So under geological evidences, first evidences is the Precambrian shield or craton fit. In other words, Precambrian rocks on the opposite sides of continent margin were the same type and same age. After reconstruction of Gondwana land, let us consider in terms of African craton and South America craton. Craton is formed during Precambrian. These are stable rocks. When craton are exposed on the surface, then it is termed as silt. So this is the geological map of South America. The cratons are shown in red color. This craton occurs in Amazon side, and this craton is also occurred in the center of South America. This is the geological map of Africa. There are three major cratons in Africa. The margin of Amazon craton and West African craton fit in each other with a perfect match. So if we can look at this geological map of this craton, has a perfect match with this craton. Again, this craton that is occurred in central part of South America has a perfect match with Congo craton of Africa. You can see here the margin of two cratons that occurs in two different continent. After the matching of contact, these two cratons looks like a single cratons. So Precambrian shield or craton are the evidence of Gondwana land that indicates Gondwana land has been splitted into South American continent and African continent. The presence of a continuous Precambrian Paleozoic stratigraphic succession that passes from Australia, Antarctica and Southern Africa confirm their prefit setup as a single landmass. So this is the assembled continent that are pre-dipped Gondwana land. We can see here this margin, this is South Africa, South America, and this is the Africa. These two continents are fit into one another, and similarly, as previous we have stated that the Amazonian craton has a perfect match with West African craton. Similarly, this craton has a perfect match with Congo craton. So, and again, this is the mobile belt, and this mobile belt is termed as Brass Damara Orogen. So, extension of Brass Damara Orogen is passes through South America also. It means when these two continents are brought close together, then stretches of orogenic stretches of Africa passes continuous to South America. Now come to this part of Gondwana land. Here, this is the Antarctic Shield or craton. This is the Indian Shield or craton. This is Madagascar. So, this is the trend of East African orogen. This trend passes through Madagascar and eastern part of Africa. So, this trend also suggests that the Madagascar attached with African continent in before Permian time. Again, come to this part. Indian shields are attached to East Atlantic Shield during or before the Permian period. Similarly, we can see here the craton or shield of Australia are attached with Antarctic Shield during Permian or before Permian period. So, all Precambrian and mobile belt of orogeny indicates that they are the parts of Gondwana land when they are brought together to match their margin, their geology, their origin, orogeny. Again, come to this part of Gondwana land. This is the pre-dipped setup of Gondwana land. It means during the Permian and before the Permian time period setup, where we can see a Kungan orogen that passes from Africa through India and Antarctic towards Australia. This is the pre-dipped setup of Gondwana land. This pre-dipped situations or setup indicates that Gondwana Antarctica and India with Australia are attached with one another. This is the pre-dipped setup of continents in Gondwana land. India has a central tectonic zone, and this central tectonic zone is similar to that of tectonic zone passes in Australia, which is indicated as AF. This is the also mobile belt of central India, and the signature of this mobile belt is also noticed in this part of Antarctica. It also indicates that the India, Antarctica and Australia are attached with one another and forms a single landmass, that is the part of Gondwana land. The basalt and dike province also reflects that the Antarctica, Australia and Africa was once attached to one another. This is the famous mountain range in Antarctica, that is called Trans-Antarctica Mountain Belt. This belt divides the Antarctica into West Antarctica and East Antarctica. Here, this is the Trans-Antarctic mountain, and in red color volcanic and doloritic dike, and their emplacement has been shown. Volcanic rocks in terms of basalt and dike are associated with Trans-Antarctic mountain orogeny that passes from Tasmania, that is part of Australia, through Antarctic to Africa. If you have to reconstruct the pre-drift condition of Gondwana land in which basalt and dike occurred, we have to take some rotation in this map. So we have rotated in anti-clockwise so that the trend of this trans-Atlantic mountain should in nearly horizontal. We have used previous horizontal extension of Trans-Antarctic mountain here to understand the pre-drift condition of Gondwana land in this part. The presence of continuous belt of basalt and dike. This is the basalt and dike belt as we have seen in earlier slide along the trans-Antarctic mountain of Jurassic age in South Africa, Antarctica and Tasmania indicates towards its formation from a single landmass. It means initially these continents were joined together and presently constitutes a fragment in form of continent. A continental flood basalt province that is Ferrar group crop out along 3000 kilometer of the trans-Antarctic mountain in the Antarctica and is related to breakup of Gondwana land. So this is the 3000 kilometer extension of trans-Antarctic mountain along which flood basalt and dikes are crop out, and that is related to breakup of Gondwana land. Another evidence is anorthosite fit. This is the continent. This is the pre-dipped condition of Gondwana land, in which this is the South America, this is Africa, this is Indian shield, this is Madagascar, this is Antarctic shield, and this is Australian part. The distribution of anorthosite has been shown in red color. If we look the pattern of distribution of anorthosite in different continent, it reflects some relation. The relation is Madagascar, Africa, Indian shield and Antarctica with Australia are attached with one another and form a part of Gondwana land. Here Gondwana land means pre-dipped condition of these continent, that is South America, Africa, Madagascar, Sri Lanka, Indian shield, Antarctic shield and Australia. The presence of anorthosite in East Africa, Madagascar and India also support the pre-dipped of continent. Paleontological evidence of continental drift. The word paleontology indicates the study of fossils. Fossils are the buried remnant of organism preserved by natural process through geological time. Wegener suggested that the current position of continents indicate its drift on the basis of distribution pattern of fossils. According to Wegener, organisms would not have been able to migrate across the ocean. Among the paleontological evidence, first is floral fossils. The fossils Glossopteris are reported from South America, Africa, India, Madagascar and Australia. The seed of fern Glossopteris are found in all of the continents that are as fossils, but seed of Glossopteris were very small. It cannot be transported across the intervening ocean between the continents by wind. Location of fossils in South America, Africa, India, Madagascar and Australia indicate that they were once jointed. The fossils Glossopteris arose at the beginning of Permian. It extinct from the end of Permian from great southern continent of Gondwana land. So there are two maps shown here. The top, in the top, the current position of continents in the world. This is the location of Glossopteris fossils in South America, and this is the occurrence of Glossopteris in Africa, India and Australia. When all these continents are fitted in one another, then a pattern of distribution of Glossopteris fossils arises that are like this. So this pattern of distribution of fossils in South America, Africa, Madagascar, India, Antarctica and Australia indicate that these continents were once jointed together. Now come to the evidences from reptile fossils. The occurrence of reptile fossils, that is Mesosaurus, in two continents, that is South America and South Africa, indicates about their drifting after breaking from a single landmass. It is known that this reptile could not swim in salty water of intervening ocean in order to migrate from one continent to other. Mesosaurus can survive only in fresh water. So here we can see the track of occurrence of Mesosaurus. So Mesosaurus occurs in South America and Africa, and this trend indicates that the both continents were once jointed, but the fact is Mesosaurus cannot migrate from South America to Africa because they cannot swim in salty water. There is intervening ocean between Africa and South America at present time, and after the Permian time, after the Jurassic, the sea was opened between South America and Africa. Therefore Mesosaurus cannot able to swim in salty water, and they cannot travel from South America to Africa through ocean. Another reptile is uh, Cyanognathus and Lystrosaurus. These has been reported across South America, Africa, India and Antarctica. These reptiles were lived on the land. They were unable to swim. Therefore, their migration across the intervening ocean could not possible. Thus, the occurrence of these reptiles in southern country, that is Gondwana land, is the evidence of continental drift. This is the track of occurrence of Cyanognathus reptile. Cyanognathus reptile is a land reptile. They can survive only on land, and similarly, this is the track of occurrence of fossils. So these two fossils are remnant of reptile animals. They lived on land. They cannot swim in ocean. Therefore, the migration of these two fossils from one continent to another continent through ocean is not possible. So the fossils of these two reptiles indicate that the continents of Gondwana land once were jointed. Another evidence is fossils ammonite. Fossils ammonite has been reported in East Africa, Madagascar and India. It indicates the presence of shallow sea between these two countries. Are the fossils that evolve in ocean, but the ocean must be shallow sea, and it can survive in shallow sea. Thus, the presence of fossils ammonite indicate that they are survive in the oceans, shallow sea between the continents. Garden snail and earthworm. Garden snail and earthworms occurs only in eastern North America and Europe. The distribution of these worms and snail indicate that North America and Europe were once constitute a single landmass. Distribution pattern of garden snail and earthworm reflect very recent separation of these continents. Evidence of glaciation is the indicator of continental drift. Glaciations also supporting continental drift. Alfred Wegener found an anomaly in the Permo-Carboniferous glacial till deposits. The southern major continents was covered once by glacial till deposits. Wegener traced the glacials back on the basis of distribution of till deposition in South America, Africa, Australia and India. He found that glaciers have been centered over a pre-drift single southern landmass closer to South Pole. Glacial striations. These are the marks or scratches on the rocks that indicates the flow direction of glacial. Glacial striations on the bedrock show the direction of glaciers in Africa, South America, India and Australia, and suggest the ice flowed from a single central point. Glacial deposits mostly formed in the time interval of 350 to 250 million years ago. In Africa and South America, glacial deposits extends up to present equator. Glaciation never occurs near equator because of hot climatic zone. It means continents bearing groups and till deposit of glacier near equator presently once have their location at South Pole in geological past. Another evidence for continental drift is coral reef and coal deposition. Wegener also found evidences for this hypothesis from warm climate zone. The formation of coral reef and coal is only possible in tropical and subtropical environments. But Wegener discovered ancient coal seams and coral reef in part of continents having cold environment today. This indicates the drifting of continent to new location since the coal and coral formed. So in short, Wegener has credit to coin the term continental drift. The present continents are drifted from their origin in Jurassic period. Southern continents have been fitable margin in one another. The assembling of all continents form a single land mass, that is Gondwana land. Wegener collected many evidence in support of continental drift